I strongly believe that sometimes people need to fight it out. Because talking doesn't do it. Sometimes you can talk. Like in certain situations, you could talk to a person, you express how you feel, they express how they feel, y'all come to a mutual agreement that y'all either don't agree or, you might start seeing it from another person's point of view.
They got to figure that out over there. So it's not a thing of me having the issue with her. My only issue is why you leak my number. Okay. It ain't no thing, oh, I want him and he's married to you. And it's not that. I'm a girl's girl. So when it comes to like that, that's not it. We all know that Remy was already out here having her little boy toy or whatever friend. He done came out and done said it that they were in a relationship 2 years. Wow. So
rumor has it that Claressa Shields attempted to send some hitters to take Remy out. The two have been fighting for a while now, posting subs online that are connected to Babu. Remy once challenged Claressa to settle it in. A ring, but that obviously didn't happen, so what did Claressa do? Claressa allegedly upped the stakes and sent some people to deal with Remy. But they failed, and now there are rumors that Remy Ma ended up in a hospital bed. This is crazy, people. It may sound like something from a movie, but the tension has been building for a long time, so let's sit down and discuss what actually caused this explosive moment. Remy Ma was last seen standing tall at an event in her hometown. She performed their remix of Ghetto and Ratchet on stage alongside Trey Songz and Connie Diamond. Nothing out of the ordinary, huh? Then, she changed one line in her verse that sent everyone into a tailspin. The original bar got a problem when she said, "Some F want your ninja, I take him. But live on stage." Remy changed it to, "If I wanted your ninja, I'll take him." Her energy and facial expression were venomous. Fans instantly chortled that she was referring to Claressa, so let's not forget that Claressa has been having a lot of sex lately, and Remy is aware of it. That line wasn't merely a joke. Rather, it was a direct hit, as though she was saying, "I had him first, and I could take him back if I wanted to." And the degree of assurance, or even resentment, had others wondering if Remy was still upset about her breakup with P. But that phrase might have been the final straw for Claressa, moments following Ray's onstage taunt. In a video that is currently circulating, Claressa showed off her own freestyle, and you can bet your bottom dollar that she didn't hold back either. Claressa stands in front of a high-end whip, looking as though she's prepared for battle, wearing a trucker jacket, shades, and chains. Then the beat drops, and she begins referring to herself as a face splitter. If that isn't directed at Remy, then who else would it be? She boasts about stacking paper and being in a completely different tax bracket, and she exudes an air of confidence as though she's telling everyone she's not the kind to play with. But here's the twist. The comments section of the internet was flooded with insults such as, "It's given that I want to be Remy badly." Not impressed. It's funny how ironic that after seeing Remy in the studio with Mayo and singing at Madison Square Garden, Claressa appears rapping while wearing a Remy outfit. This lady should stick to boxing because rapping isn't it. And this is garbage. Remy truly got the in the Instagram stories. Claressa's face said it all. She thought she was doing something, but the streets weren't feeling it. That freestyle was meant to silence Remy, but instead it fueled the comparisons and made Claressa look pressed, which is when things started to spiral. Now, however, this is where it really gets messy. It's actually a little frightening because shortly after, Claressa's freestyle failed and social media pulled her forward. Rumors began to circulate that Remy had been involved in an incident. Claressa hasn't been spotted in public for days, with no posts, appearances, or live videos. And at the same time, people are saying that Claressa, who is known to have some street ties back in Michigan, may have. We don't yet know whether it's true or not, but when you combine street loyalty with broken hearts and public humiliation, anything is possible. However, it is true that Claressa is more than just a boxer. She has people and pools, and if anyone could make something happen without getting their grimy hands, it could be her. But in the meantime, all of this drama is playing out, and guess what? He's been spotted on vacation with Claressa, smiling, having a great time, and not seeming to be bothered by the drama. This is what has fans even more convinced because even though Claressa lost that rap battle, it appears that she may be winning the war because she's got the man, and she responded with her own bars. Now, Ray has gone completely silent, so there are no social media posts, events, or clapbacks. It seems as though Remy may have vanished for a while, and the streets are chatting. If there's one thing we know about Remy Ma, it's that she rarely stays silent for long. Yes, something is amiss, and some people are assuming that she is keeping quiet due to as much as Claressa may have delivered the first blow. Let's face it, she had better be terrified because Remy is not only dangerous, but worse. She's the kind of woman who doesn't bluff and means what she says. This isn't just a rap feud anymore, it's a ticking time bomb, and Ray's already involved. Since she has served time in prison and is unafraid to return, she is 10 times more dangerous than any diss track or Instagram post. She is aware of the dangers, but if you push her too much, she may endanger everything.
So he came up every day? Every visit?
For the first year, he came literally every single day. When you're in a match, you have a visit every day, except for it alters on the weekends, Saturday or Sunday. So literally
every
the first
day.
year,
How
he
far
came
is
every day.
Stafford Hills from?
It's about 45 to an hour, depending on traffic.
So he was running up there every day, like coming up there.
Yeah,
Be back
I
tomorrow.
mean, it got to a point where I had to tell him, like, yo, like, I'm good. I'm all right. Like, and I guess, like, when he believed it, that was all right, and I was like, he was like, all right, cool. And then he'll come, like, a little bit less. He'll come, like, 3 times a week. Or
Here, let's not overlook the obvious. Clearly, Remy loves Papoose as if he were her ride or die. Therefore, if Claressa is attempting to interfere, Remy might be ready to go into full-on attraction mode, especially now that she and Pap have a child together. However, that relationship is more than just a family relationship, so it's not unrealistic to think that she would do whatever it takes to protect it, even if it means ending Claressa. Considering the entire scenario as though I already have the baby, all I need now is a husband and peace. Nothing, not even a boxing champion, is standing in my way. And for those who believe that Ray is just yelling at everyone, let's take a little trip down memory lane because her past is not good. Remy Ma was convicted of a crime, not just a little infraction or a hip-hop feud. For killing someone, Remy was a part of a shooting incident outside the Manette nightclub in 2007. She shot Nikita Barnes. According to Joseph, Remy believed she had stolen money from her, so instead of discussing it with him, Remy pulled the trigger. She claimed it was an accident, but the court didn't believe her and charged her with possessing a weapon and even attempting to coerce him. As a result, she was sentenced to 8 years in prison.
Are you happy with today?
I'm innocent. You can always say that. Nah.
Excuse me!
Since being freed from prison after serving 6 years, she has been making an effort to live her best life. But best believe, it doesn't end there. So let's move on to 2019. Remy was arrested once more for allegedly punching Brittany Taylor, her co-star on Love and Hip Hop New York. Yes, Remy got a whole case from one backstage slap, and the court had to issue a restraining order, which only goes to show that if she feels disrespected, she will act out without hesitation.
Realest that I can be to you. Stop playing these social media games. People get hurt every day from playing on social media. Brittany, you're 4'10", baby.
What does that mean?
That means that you're really little.
4'10" with the
That's what that means.
I don't care.
It's kind of impossible to be with the when you're 4'10".
But it's not just Remy who's on demon time. Her son was also involved in a murder case in 2021 after being arrested for allegedly being involved in a shooting incident that claimed the life of another person. This case sent shockwaves through the internet, and people began to wonder what was actually happening in Ray's home because it was giving Bonnie and Clyde and their child a lot of energy.
Remy Ma, her son is charged with first-degree murder.
Hypothetically.
There's not a hypothetical.
Well, not hypothetically,
He's
but how
charged.
you say he's not?
He's charged. He hasn't been convicted of it,
Right.
but he's charged with it. You know, which makes it very sad, you know, because remember, she went to prison for shooting a girl over a money dispute.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And even 50 Cent tried to warn her. When 50 Cent, of all people, told her to stop, she might have gone too far. And that's exactly what happened. It seems like Claressa is in high spirits and wants all the smoke. She has been searching for Remy and pushing for the location as if she were pulling up to a boxing match rather than a street situation. So when she started acting recklessly, 50 had to intervene. According to the blogs, 50 told Claressa she was going to get the blip. Claressa Shields, who is accustomed to fighting in the ring, may have believed she could handle a little drama from a rapper, but what she walked into was not just a rapper, but a real one with a rap sheet, a criminal history, and nothing to lose. People close to her say she has a crew that is still loyal from a terror squad day. Yes, the blip blip if she does it. That's not just a threat. That's a warning from someone who has been around the block and seen what happens when you cross the line with someone who has nothing to lose. Some of those same individuals are still out there, playing dress-up rap boxing, while Claressa is out there playing chess instead of checkers. There are rumors, though, that Remy has been keeping quiet because she is waiting for her turn to react, not just verbally, but also physically. She may already be keeping an eye on Claressa's movements, timing her patterns, observing who is nearby, and getting ready to strike where it hurts the most. However, there is another rumor that Remy has a close friend who remained neutral during the whole Pap and Claressa mess, but now allegedly flipped and gave Remy screenshots, messages, location, drops, and all of it. According to this rumor, Remy may be creating her own version of a Tubby documentary while Claressa is out here doing podcasts and sparring in the gym. Here's where it gets dark. Really dark, y'all. Some fans are speculating about a potential setup, a whole planned scheme between Pap and Claressa to get Remy out of the picture. For some time, Pap and Remy had been rather tense, but then Claressa appears out of nowhere and starts hanging out with Pap, changing from childlike to main lady in. Let's address the elephant in the room. If is indeed an attempted hit, or even if someone close to Remy tipped her off about one, don't be surprised if authorities are involved. Ray has been down before, so she knows the system and isn't stupid enough to run to the feds. 5 seconds later, the optics were definitely off, from the start. Then they fast forward to Remy being publicly humiliated and fan-shamed, and then, boom, someone allegedly tries to end her. Herself, but it's possible that the federal government is already keeping an eye on her. According to what we're hearing on the streets, Remy is secretly employing a private investigator after someone involved in the attempted hit has already disclosed identities. Prosecutors may come against Claressa if Remy Ma or anyone else comes forward with concrete proof that she planned or even implied physical violence because she has been shifting events, altering her security detail, and even seeking legal guidance. Behind the scenes. Quickly, and there may be legal repercussions. Threatening or threatening violence in text messages or direct messages can be used in court against you for tampering with a witness or obstruction. If Claressa and her team attempt to intimidate Remy or anyone else close to her, that is another serious charge. If there is any evidence that she is involved in planning or funding a crime, that is a whole felony charge. I heard from you, but do you think that Ray is just laying low or loading up? Is Claressa really brave enough to approach someone like Remy Ma? Do you think that Pap is just an innocent bystander, or is he the mastermind behind this whole love triangle of chaos? If the public begins to believe that she had anything to do with hurting another woman, especially a woman with a child, that reputation is done over and finished. Comments below, along with all of your hypotheses and dubious receipts. Don't forget to hit the like button. In order to avoid missing the next installment of this crazy journey, click subscribe and enable notifications.